as we do get underway here. Orlando Pirates, since crashing out of the Nedbank Cup, there was
3-4 teams are better than them.
Yeah, that's true.
So it speaks volume of how they defend.
Pule slipping it through. Moremi, of course, has bags of pace, but Ricardo Goss off particular regard this season, as I let you talk us through this one, William.
The goalkeeper obviously readiness to come out when the demands does. That's another.
Now Bata for Moremi, and he's pushed that too far, but that's 3 instances slipping a ball with some ease.
And that is, of course, the biggest challenge for any team. If you give too much space, the last place you want that ball coming through the middle to be played is right in the
cross blocked. Botsane dispossessed. Playing Apollos. And still Apollos drives it with the left foot. Goss makes the save.
They're making more forward movements. Obviously, the high press is working in their favor. This movement himself, position at the back, seems to be the more likely one for him to now get used to.
Siwelele getting ahead of Rapo to keep it out.
That's where you want to see Siwelele in an improvisation of the highest kind, and the goalkeeper on his toes to react.
Be trimmed down though. Now to let Bata intercepts. And Bata pulling the trigger from range, and it's
presence of mind to see when the opportunity is available. Goss nearly gets caught here, a little bit off his line, and he has to scramble a bit to get into the right position to make sure that ball is wide. It's a channel.
There's Mufokeng and Apollos. Siwelele strikes it. Goss with another stop.
The kind of engagement that he comes up with, his influence in the game, makes a lot of sense.
Only 4 sides have kept more clean sheets than Siwelele this season. They're looking for their 10th today. And they come into this. Mufokeng with the delivery in, and it's a good one. Ricardo Goss, another great save.
You have to appreciate that, Goss. I know I've said quite a few good things about him already, but to react from that, remember Makawula is just flashed in front of him, and yet he's able to fix his eyes on the ball and
got off the mark 2 games back. The winner against TS Galaxy at the end of February, 1-0 victory there as Pule breaks the deadlock against his former side. Who saw that coming? Well,
from Siwelele to be able to grab a goal after being so much under pressure from Orlando Pirates. Now let's Botsane does well. Oh, that drop of the shoulder does it so well to clear his space. Yes, not enough cover.
Class. Well, how about that? And really, who saw that coming? And from Apollos, Batuma attacks it. Ricardo Goss had to get something on that. It was
going to leap and catch it, but realizing that it was dropping a little bit higher. You see, he first goes forward, thinking that it's dropping at the right level.
It's a double touch as well. That's why it comes off Makele's head. 2 games against Sundowns have they had fewer total shots as Bata races onto this one. He will get the ball across. Ricardo Goss with another intervention. Ndaba, Mufokeng, Apollos measures it over the top.
And that's exactly, it's a cutback and dangerous ball. Can't get down too quickly.
We saw it last night, in fact, the goal that Stellenbosch scored through Wanaboy Makubo against Iratape. The ball right by his feet, but he decided to try and dive for it. Bata, Mufokeng gets a chance here, and he scuffed that effort. Shows his disappointment.
He always look for the far, but I think he was just trying to In fact, that was very intentional because the goalkeeper is already expecting the far post.
Makaula. Patani needs to be careful. Mbata! Stuffed by Goss again and then thrashed across.
The ball lands in front of him and it's got one thing in mind, is to blast it. And yes, if you think, and that bounce nearly caught Goss off. And he had to wait.
Hassled and harried by Ohizu. Mbata feeding Moremi. Equalizer for Orlando Pirates. Well, in this
slides it through. That for me was the biggest weakness. And also Coach, I guess, he thinks he's covered the angle right, and he expect that ball to go a little bit across his face. And Moremi deliberately and decisively played.
Oh, Goss has allowed Pirates to take the ball away here. Oh. And he makes.
That's a great save. Once again, point-blank save from Goss.
From Machaman, just doesn't quite come off for him. Siwelele now. Moremi. Evidence Makgopa. The latch on to the first time pass from Moremi. Makgopa blasts it wide.
Didn't have another option. Look at Apolis chasing from behind. And he's in the space, he can receive. He's waving, he's expecting it. Never came. He had only one thing in his mind.
Oh, Goss is closed down quickly here. Moremi! This time he's denied him.
Yeah, situation in the sea and make sure, is it safe enough? Though others will think that maybe Goss had enough, but recovers beautifully to deflect that shot for a corner.
Yeah, things for Siwelele. Dion Hotter. Oh, it's a good ball in, met by Evidence Makgopa. Another save for Ricardo, managed 10 goals in the final 15. There's Dion Hotter's ball in. It's another delightful free kick. And again, it's Evidence Makgopa who has
to the box. He's always running in there. Sometimes coming a little bit late. Guess maybe didn't see it land.
Hotter. Moremi lifting it in for Mofokeng, a newfound confidence in attacking aerial balls of late. Mofokeng has made the most successful passes this season. You can see how he's hurt himself there. And those are most successful passes into the opposition final third. There's not a single player in the division. Added for Siwelele, Moremi, Maswangani. In from Maswangani, alone! Oh, Mofokeng! Well, I did say, two last few minutes. This from Mofokeng. Look how much space he has here. But just couldn't get the cleanest connection.
Yes, I think it hits a bit of the shoulder. If anything, comes off the shoulder instead of his head.
Siwelele in space. Beats it up all. Laying it off for Moremi. Makgopa!
Provides it. And unfortunately, he can't wrap his foot over the ball to keep it down. It's a beautiful attempt. It will have been some